What is happening, folks? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the Nerdic Pro podcast. How are we this evening? My name is, as per usual, Bobby effin Sanistar, and I will be your host for tonight's podcast, as per usual. So, yeah, due on the stream in just a minute will be, a gentleman who is due to make his return to the Nordic Pro podcast, being the 2023 Lion Wrestling Promotions LWP Breakout Star of the Year, being Mr. Craig McIntosh. Here we are. So, quest. Should hopefully add him. Oi, oi!
Hello, how you doing, Bobby? All right, buddy?
All right, hang on. I can't hear you for some reason. Hang on. All right.
How we doing?
For some reason, I can't. Hang on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Hang on. Right. What if I remove that? Hang on. Right. Right. You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah. Yeah, I just couldn't hear you for some reason. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, not bad, thanks. Yeah, so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the Nerdic Pro podcast, with me on the line is none other than Mr. Craig McIntosh. So, Craig, great to have you back on the pod. It's been a while. So talk us through what's been happening in the world of Craig McIntosh and wrestling since you were last on, which was, I believe, sort of March, April sort of time, wasn't it?
About that, yeah. So the last time I was on, obviously, I was still training. Still doing the same again, getting myself up to better levels, working harder, training harder. I went to Germany at the end of June.
Yep.
And participated at POW in Mellendorf, which was a fantastic time away. You know, got to meet new people, learn different wrestling styles, meet, some of the wrestlers when you're younger, meet some wrestlers who you watch as they're older. I've just been concentrating on stuff like that, mate. I've wrestled for a couple of promotions, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm just doing what I need to do, to be fair. That's it, really.
Yeah, so just to refresh everyone's memory, for those that might have not seen the previous podcast that you were on and your previous backstage interviews, just sort of give us a sort of idea, sort of like who Craig McIntosh is and like how you first sort of got into wrestling back in the day, like as a fan, and actually getting into the business to begin with.
Okay, so obviously as a kid, I loved wrestling. Which kid didn't?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, it was obviously late 80s, early 90s. So you had big names like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Macho Man Randy Savage, And as a kid, I was always like, I always wanted to do that. Followed wrestling for a long time. Ended up getting into training eventually in Colchester with a company. But then obviously that ended. I moved away. And then about nearly 3 years ago, when I moved back to there I am, I moved to Lincoln, obviously from Lincolnshire. I live in here. And then roughly just under 3 years ago, I saw an advert. I saw an advert on here for, did you want to be a professional wrestler? Obviously, I'm not afraid to admit it. I was 36. I'm 38 now.
Yeah.
I was 36 when I saw it and I was like, do I think I can still do it? I thought, I'm going to have a go at it. Anyway, went down, did the first session, really enjoyed it, loved it. Got to meet, my trainer, Aaron Sharp and all that, who, no offense, not being about, he's a legend. He's been in this game 20 plus, 20 years. It's a big house name. It's a big house name around British wrestling,
Yeah.
So I'm trained by him. And then within the first 6 months of training, I had my first match. My first thing was, before that, actually, I had a tag team match with my ex-tag team partner, James Bentley, but we won't go into that. What. So, and my first team was match in November of 2021, I believe it was. And then since then, I've just been progressing. I've had more matches, just working on myself, working on, my gimmick and all that, who I am, what my gimmick is and all that. And now, 2.5 years down the line, I'm still doing it.
Yeah. So talk us through, like, your first matches then. Did you ever encounter, like, any, like, fears, if you know what I mean, going into you actually first, training to begin with, and then matches as well?
Oh yeah, Oh, the first match I had was a tag team match, and it was the first ever match I had was a tag team match, and it was against Jimmy Starr and PVC.
Yep.
Now, obviously, me and the other guy who was my tag team partner James, we were green, really green. We'd only just learned the basics, good end of it. We were crapping our pants, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. We had no idea what we were doing. We just went with the flow.
Yeah.
Obviously, my first singles match was against the Lion, Aaron Sharp. I said I had a bit more training, a bit more confident. I did have a bit of, I had a bit of fear, of course I did when I was going out, but the more into the match I got, the more relaxed I became. I loved every minute of it. I was hooked, absolutely hooked on it. And then since then, I've been in multiple singles matches. I've been many singles matches, tag team matches, Rumble.
Yeah. So you did have a short but sweet-lived tag team with the now LWP World Heavyweight Champion James Bentley, known as the Streets of Rage. Obviously, Wrestle War came about last October, and you decided to turn your back, right? What made you want the Streets of Rage to finish?
I didn't. I wanted the Streets of Rage to carry on, but he had other ideas. He didn't want to carry on with the way it's going. He didn't want to be that bad guy. He was like, didn't want to keep winning in ways that we could win, and I was sick of it. At the end of the day, we're there to win. Doesn't matter how you win, as long as you win. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care if I hit you over the head with a chair. I don't care if I have to beat you, throw you up, or choke you out. What? To win is a win. But he didn't want to keep going down that line. So I'd had enough of it. And then the final straw was Wrestle War. I just had enough of it. So that's why I turned on him. And I don't regret turning on him either. Not one bit.
You also had a couple of matches afterwards. I believe the first match you had against James afterwards was a couple of weeks later. I believe Happy Days, the Happy Days Club. Who actually ended up walking away victorious in that match? It was James, wasn't it?
James victorious, yeah, because I felt sorry for him.
Right.
I didn't care if I won or lost. I was just to beat him down. That's all I cared about. I wasn't interested in winning or losing. I just wanted to beat him to the point where he would remember who I am. That's all that mattered to me at the time. I wasn't bothered.
So if the opportunity ever arose again for the Streets of Rage to reunite, so to speak, would that potentially be something that you'd be up for, or?
You know what? Yeah, I'd happily go to the Streets of Rage, but I don't know if he'd do it. I don't think he could go down that way. I'd love to get the Streets of Rage back together. I'd love to go back out and go against some of these tag teams that we've got. Maybe I need to find somebody else. Maybe I need to find a new partner for Streets of Rage. Somebody who's actually willing to go the way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know.
Yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, obviously the LWP Academy is where LWP sort of where you have made your mark so far.
Yeah.
How much has LWP meant to you, and like getting you to obviously places like Germany and for Big Top and to Falling Star? Is LWP definitely an academy, definitely a company that you recommend to people wanting to get into the business?
Not an academy, it's a home. Like LWP to me is my home, my second home. Every LWP is my second family. Like LWP saved my life, basically changed my life. LWP gives me a purpose to go out and do what I do in the ring all the time. Every time I go out, every time I wear my LWP t-shirt for training or whether it's a show, I am happy. What's the way to put it? I would show that off. I show off every time. Whenever I can wear that LWP t-shirt to show that I'm a wrestler, and that's the academy, I will show it. I'll promote an LWP in any possible I need to. Well, I mean, in my opinion, it's one of the best upcoming promotions there is today. You know, it's we don't just sit. We're not just sit. It's not just seen as an academy. You ask most anybody who trains there, it is like a family. You know, everybody helps everybody, and you're not going to find coach-wise, Aaron Sharp. I'll say this, yeah, maybe like that guy has helped me change my life so much as a wrestler and as a person. Right? I'll still kick his ass when I have to. Do you know what I mean? In the ring. But in general, he's there when you need him and if you ever need him. Do you know what I mean? He's one of the people you'll never forget. He will never ever you'll never forget him. He will help you change your life so much, and he did that to me in the last 2.5 years, mate. And without him being at that forehand, and even Sabrice as well. Without them two as the backbone of that place, there wouldn't be any LWP. Them two do so much for everybody who trains, whether you're a wrestler, you're a referee, backstage, as you know, you've seen it yourself.
Yeah.
They go more than the mile for you. And they put their back out, and you know what? They are without them there would not be any LWP. I'll tell you that now. No, but not without them.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can see that Gemma Lee's watching. I'm sure that again she's somebody who can like relate and agree to that. You know, again, LWP is where I started refereeing. You know, I've unfortunately not been there in just over a year, but like I would like to get back to LWP at some point. Obviously, bloody phone. Obviously I owe that to Aaron. I hate this. But obviously you've gone to Germany for was it POW you went out to work for?
Sorry, say that again? You cut out a little bit.
Sorry, obviously you've gone out to Germany to wrestle for POW. Sort of talk us through the experience of actually wrestling abroad in sort of like less than 5 years into your career.
Mate, absolutely amazing. Honestly, fantastic. When the opportunity came up and we were told about it by Aaron, it was like, you know, it was an automatic yes. I wanted to do it. When we got there, honestly, the atmosphere was phenomenal. The arena we was in was brilliant. You know, even the crowd when we're coming out, the crowd was so into the wrestling. It was just like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I shit myself at first. I really did. I'm thinking, you know, I'm going out in less than 3 years and gone international in less than 3 years as a wrestler.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, you know, but the minute I got out there, it was just natural and it was so nice. Like, even the crowd looked, you know, would get behind you or if they hated you, they booed you. You know, it was fantastic. The trainers out there, obviously when we did training sessions and all that, you know, some of them, you know, been doing it for years. You learn so much from it, and because it's a different style of wrestling as well, you know. Yeah. You learn it all the time. It was just a phenomenal experience, absolutely phenomenal experience, mate.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely. I was saying, because wasn't Dave there as well, Dave Davis?
Yes, Dave Davis was. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
yeah. I was going to say Demolition Dave Davis has got a sort of mountain of experience in his own right.
Oh,
So
that guy's a legend in wrestling. Anybody who
yeah,
knows wrestling or in wrestling in general in Europe will know who Dave Davis is.
yeah. I was going to say I had him on the Nerdic Pro. I think it was not too long after like you last came on,
Yeah,
or similar sort of times then. And literally, the bloke is just a scroll like worth of knowledge in the business.
yeah. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying, like Germany, you know, there ain't really mountains worth of well-known German wrestlers, but there are German legends who are known within Europe and known within Germany itself. Do you know what I mean? So I think that would have gone like for yourself to actually learn from, the guys out there.
Yeah.
It would have been good. Do you know what I mean?
It was good as well. It was good as well because obviously I got to watch some of the other matches as well, and I got to see the styles that they had that they were doing and all that, and like the way the crowd was with them, and you know, it was
Yeah,
just different. But it was something that I will always remember and cherish because it helped. It made me feel. It helped me quite a lot with it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was obviously yourself, the Hound Dog, James Bentley, and Aaron Sharp that went out for it, wasn't it? From
Yep.
LWB. Yeah. So obviously, getting to travel with your fellow academy colleagues, shall we say, from LWP, like, was that
Yeah.
good? Like for yourself, like getting to travel with obviously people that you know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was because obviously you get to know, you spend more bonding time with each other. I mean, you can have a laugh with each other, and you know, it was great because you get to. So, like I say, it's like on holiday with my brothers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've got brothers. It's like I had brothers to go on holiday with. I had a
yeah,
laugh, got to experience things, and so did they. It was just
yeah,
fun. It was just phenomenal, mate. Really good. We had some laughs. We had some good nights while we were there.
mm,
Funny nights.
yeah,
But.
yeah. So, what matches did you specifically wrestle? Excuse me. What matches did you actually wrestle in when you were out in Germany?
So I wrestled in a tag match. My tag team partner was a guy called Danny Driver, and the guys we were wrestling was a guy called Astel and Garson, I believe it was, and I can't remember the other guy's name. But yeah, it was a 2-on-2 tag match.
Right. Yeah. Fair enough. So, would you say that you would prefer doing singles matches, or tag matches? Like,
I don't
or
mind. I don't mind. I don't mind. Yeah, I like doing the singles matches. I don't mind doing tag matches. I don't mind if it's a rumble. I don't mind if it's an 8-man tag, whatever it is. I'll do whatever match you want me to do. I don't mind. I enjoy it because it's all a learning experience, no matter what.
yeah,
Whatever match you do, it doesn't matter. Even who you're on with, what you're always learning in whatever match you're doing.
mm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So, what do you specifically want to achieve from your career in wrestling? If there's anything that you do want to achieve that you haven't done already, like wrestle anybody that you haven't done, wrestle somewhere that you haven't done.
Um, I've wrestled quite a few, obviously in singles. I'd say maybe I'd like to do a few more tags. I'd like to win maybe a couple of championships. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't.
Mm.
But I'm happy with what I'm doing. It's just everybody wants to be the top of the table. Everyone wants to be that top dog.
Yeah,
I'd love to be that top dog at some point. Whether it happens, whether it don't,
yeah,
I think I'll go for the LWP British Heavyweight Championship. If I don't go for that, for the LWP Heavyweight Championship, if not, I'll go for the British Championship.
mm.
Either way, it doesn't bother me. I will be top of one of them at some point. I will push myself to that point, and I'll prove to everybody that I will be at the top level.
Mm.
I'm at the level now, but I'll be at the top of the level. I will be a champion. Could be a
Yeah,
year, could be 2 years. It doesn't bother me, but I will get to that level.
yeah. So obviously, it proves that yourself is working, that you are working relatively hard at the academy. Obviously, at live events for LWP. Considering that quite recently you had won the LWP 2023 Breakout Star of the Year award. What did that mean for you when you got announced as the breakout star of the year for 2023 at LWP?
I think it showed that I was. To me, it showed people that I was willing to work harder. I worked harder and better than what I had ever before. You know, I put the time in, and I think I showed people that I'm willing to go all that way, do what I need to do. In myself, I feel better for it. Okay, trousers. Yeah, obviously, you know, I'm just happy with what I was doing. I wanted to prove people wrong that I could be better than what I was. You know. But that only comes down as well to some of the guys that I've wrestled with who give me the advice and the experience, and it stuck in my head, and I used that every time I trained or I wrestled, and I think it showed as well. It showed when I was in the ring with with other wrestlers. You know, it helped a lot. I mean, there's a lot of wrestlers out there that I've wrestled who who I'm thankful of for the advice they give me, because I've taken it on and it sticks in my head. And every time I write that, I always think of the advice I'm given, and that drives me when I'm in a match as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, because obviously with LWP, they bring in several sort of British wrestling veterans to their shows. Obviously, you've got the Lion Aaron Sharp as the coach and mentor for the LWP Academy.
Yeah.
You've also got regular wrestlers that wrestle for LWP, like Bulk and Big Dave and the UK Pitbulls. I believe Paul Malin has even done some stuff with you guys. Obviously, C.W. Davis has been about for a while. Steve Sykes has been in the business for 20 plus years. Do you know what I mean? You know, so obviously getting to experience backstage time with people that have been in the business 20 plus years, you know, obviously that should be good for people that are up and coming in the business, rather than getting to learn off of several different people rather than just sticking to advice, like, no disrespect, but sticking to advice like off of one person, like, if you know what I mean. Obviously Aaron Sharp is a phenomenal worker, and I'm not dissing him like in any sort of way, but like, I think that, you know, it's good to learn off of several different people, if you know what I mean. And
Well, the thing is, Aaron always says, as I was listening to us, when you're in the ring with somebody, if they give advice, listen to it, take it in, and it's the best way. Because in wrestling, you have to be open-minded to what everybody says, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I do. So whether I've say I've wrestled the Bulk, Arcadius, CW, Davis, Furio, whatever advice they give me, any criticism they give me, I'll take in and I use it and I learn from it. So it help me become a better wrestler than all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean?
Yeah. So, what has been your favourite moments from the wrestling, like from your career so far? Whether it be stories that you've learned or matches that you've had.
So Germany was one of the best moments I've ever had. Really proud of myself. I think, to be fair, there's two matches that I was really happy with. I really was really proud of. The first one was my very first match with Aaron.
Yeah.
Maybe the opportunity to go out there, be who I wanted to be, and he helped me out. And I appreciate everything he ever did for that to me, everything in that match. The second match, though, has got to be my recent ones, which was Arcadius.
Yeah.
That was one of my favourite matches at the moment. Or saying that, James Bentley, when I've gone against James Bentley. You know, I mean, to be fair with you, mate, I can't really say what my proud moment. Every match I have, I'm proud of.
Yeah.
Every match I do, anything that I do, I'm proud of. So at the moment, I can't really say I have a proudest moment, because everything that I do, I'm proud of doing. And until, well, I literally can't say anymore. That I'm proud of everything that I've done, every match against who I've gone against. You know, if you ask me that in about, I don't know, say like 20 years maybe, I can before then, every match I do, I'm proud. I love doing. You know, and in my eyes, I'm still learning, and I'll always learn, no matter what. No matter what I'll do, I'll always learn, and it always get better.
Yeah. So obviously, we're coming into a new year within the next couple of weeks to 2024. Is there anything that we can expect to see from Craig McIntosh in 2024? Obviously, we've got a couple of LWP shows booked. Can we expect to see you on like Annihilation in, I believe, is it May? At the Suncastle? Yeah.
I don't know, mate. I can't say until I find out myself. All I'm going to say is anybody who watches who comes to LWP shows, or keep an eye out for it. You know, we've got our first matches coming up in April. First match in April, Happy Days and Fantasy Island, I believe. I think it's April like that. But if you like LWP, come along, watch the matches. I just keep an eye on the promotions page. Everything you need to know will be on there. For me personally, I'm just going to be working harder this year for PP. So for me, I'm going to be working harder. I'm going to push harder. I'm going to try and stand out more and show everybody that I am willing to go all the way.
Who's there? Yes, Adam, I've had a haircut. Ha ha ha. Right.
I've seen the comments.
I can't see the comments for like a lot of the comments for some reason, because there's a notification thing in the way on my side. So what's this? Gemma Lee has said, what does that say? Seriously, Craig should be. What does that say? Should be. Sorry, Gemma, if you're watching. Should be proud of yourself, and have done what you deserve, or something.
You should be proud of yourself. You do work hard, and you deserve the award.
Right? Yeah.
But to me,
obviously proves I'm quite far back. So
you see, but I wouldn't be where I am without Aaron. And I know, and that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be there because it's because of him and the push he gave me from the start.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be where I am, and I will always cherish that. I'll always cherish that, mate, no matter what. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
That's where my career started. And without him, I don't think to be fair, without him, I probably wouldn't even go back into wrestling if it weren't for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was going to say, obviously, wrestling is something that several people in the business cherish. Do you know what I mean? You know, you've got people that can't stand wrestling, you know, that don't understand the vibes, if you know what I mean. You know, from the business, you know, and as you said earlier, LWP to you is literally like a second home, like a home away from home, etc. Do you know what I mean? And you know, people that are involved with the business, absolutely like obsessed with, you know, doing it. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, so for anybody watching this podcast, would like how has like would you say that there would have been anywhere else, quote unquote, that you think would have done what Aaron's done for you, if you know what I mean?
No, correct. Nobody. No, I don't think there'd be. Personally, I don't think there'd be anywhere else that would go the lengths that Aaron has towards his trainees. Trust me, I don't think so. I don't think any other academy would be the way that we do. You know, like I say, we're not an academy; we're a family.
Yeah.
Even when we're training, you know. And it's the time that Aaron spends with all the trainees, and you know that he puts into it. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely. So, is there anything else that you would like to add on to the podcast to the viewers, like to pump anything that you may have coming out or booked, etc.?
No. I don't even like I say. I have the only thing is if people come to the shows, I've got merchandise that's for sale. If people want to buy T-shirts, it's entirely up to them. There are some guys on here who are watching, like Dave Waters, Mike Waters, and Aaron. I do want to say that them three guys there alone have got more experience than anybody I've ever known. And if anybody messes with them or meets them, right? You ever meet them and they give you advice? Whoever's wrestling, take that advice from all three of them. They've been around a long time. They know exactly what they're talking about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, like Mike Waters gave me some advice. It was beginning of the year, mate. He gave me advice about something about as my character wise, and I've took that in myself, you know, and I kept on with that.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Right. Mike said, yeah. So, yeah. So, if a promoter watching this would like to book Craig McIntosh for a match, for a show, what would be the best way to go about doing that?
To be fair, obviously, I'll contact them. The way I look
Yeah.
at it, if I was to be booked for a show for another company, as a respect thing, I've always said that I will go to Aaron first because Aaron is my trainee, is my trainer, where I started, and it's a respect thing. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll discuss the details, where it is, and also if it weren't just me, I wouldn't just promote myself though. If it came to it, if I could get the other lads who I train with on the shows as well, we go down together. It helps out as well because it gives them the experience as well as myself. Do you know what I mean? I'm not. But if it was just me, obviously I contact. I'll speak to them by phone or by message, or whatever, and then I'll just tell them exactly what I need, what I want, and go from there. Obviously, if they wanted pictures or they want me to do some videos, send them to Sala, who I am, I'd send it if needs be.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Right, yeah, Craig. Anyways, it's been a pleasure having you back on again. You know, it's obviously been a while, but yeah. So, fingers crossed, our paths shall cross at some point in the near future. So, yeah, Craig, is there anything that you'd like to add on to the end of tonight's podcast?
No, just thank you for having me on again. It's been good to talk to you again, mate. Obviously, you know, just you doing what you're doing. You know.
Cheers. Oh yeah. Anyways, Craig, it's been great having you back on, and yeah, fingers crossed you may make another appearance at some point in the near future. You never know. But yeah. Anyways, for those who don't been watching live, thank you very much for joining us here tonight. My name is, as per usual, been Bobby Effin Salazar, and with me on the line has been the 2023 Lion Wrestling Promotions Breakout Star of the Year. And trainee graduate from the LWP Lion Wrestling Promotions Academy, Mr. Craig McIntosh. So, yeah, Craig, it's been a pleasure having you back on the podcast. And, yeah, hopefully our paths shall cross again at some point in the near future. So, yeah, thank you very much for coming back on. Cheers, guys, for watching, and we shall be seeing you all later. Goodbye.